I'm surprised that What We Do in the Shadows Season 6 is so emotional, even considering the fact that it's the final season. What We Do in the Shadows returned for its 6th and final season on October 21, 2024, airing the first 3 episodes on FX before releasing them on Hulu the following day. Every key member of the What We Do in the Shadows cast returned for the celebrated series created by Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement, who also wrote, directed, and starred in the 2014 original film of the same name. The series finale will be released on FX on December 16, 2024. Throughout the first half of What We Do in the Shadows Season 6, Nanda and Guillermo's relationship has been more tense and complicated than ever. Long past the days of being Nanda's humble and unacknowledged servant dreaming of becoming a vampire, Guillermo has become not only a vampire slayer but also a bloodsucker himself. Now that his dream is finally realized, you would think that Nanda would throw Guillermo a bone despite going behind his back to be turned by Derek, which was the ultimate insult to his former master. WW Season 6 has opened up new avenues for Guillermo, which Nanda has reluctantly and somewhat obsessively followed. Guillermo and Nanda's story in What We Do in the Shadows Season 6 is surprisingly emotional. Guillermo firing Nanda at work was a low point in their relationship. What We Do in the Shadows Season 6 EP4-37 image via Hulu. While there's still a lot of comedy at the heart of every new What We Do in the Shadows episode, Guillermo and Nanda butting heads throughout Season 6 feels like watching two exes trying to get along after a bad breakup. In previous seasons, it has been implied that Guillermo has romantic feelings for Nanda. It's very plausible that Nanda feels the same way but has yet to either realize it or confess to it. When Nanda's wife Marwa is altered to love everything that Nanda loves and openly adores Guillermo, it tells you just about everything you need to know about the untapped romantic tension between them. Despite all this build-up, seeing Guillermo firing Nanda in Season 6, Episode 4 The Railroad, and seeing how Nanda reacted to it with the army storyline in Season 6, Episode 5 Nanda's Army is downright heart-wrenching. Guillermo seems to be growing apart from Nanda and the vampires, or at least trying very hard to, and Nanda clearly isn't taking it too well. Given the shift in their power dynamic at Guillermo's corporate job, Nanda has demonstrably swallowed his pride just to stay within Guillermo's proximity but can't figure out how to adjust to the culture of the workplace, forcing a sad workplace severance. What We Do in the Shadows Season 6 already proved that Nanda can't let Guillermo go. Nanda following Guillermo to work and building an army after getting fired says a lot. What We Do in the Shadows Season 6 EP4-39 image via Hulu. What We Do in the Shadows Season 5 left the future of Guillermo's relationship with Nanda at the vampires at large in a delicate place. With the addition of Jerry, the vampires seem to have attempted to carry on without Guillermo, which they had no problem doing for years when he was a mere familiar. Now that Guillermo holds more rank as a fellow vampire, Nanda, and Nadja in particular, are much more interested in his whereabouts and activities. Nanda, more than anyone, is having a difficult time getting used to Guillermo in this new form, likely still hurt by his decision to be turned on a whim by Derek rather than earning it through patience with him. The sleep hypnosis episode in Season 6 provides a glimpse of how Guillermo could get over the vampires and Nanda once and for all if he ever needed or wanted to. I also found it interesting how Nanda played along with Guillermo being hypnotized and coming for the interview in Season 6, Episode 3 Sleep Hypnosis. It's as if Nanda missed how Guillermo used to be, innocent, compliant, humble, because so much has changed in their dynamic since the early seasons. It raises the question of whether Nanda loves and misses what Guillermo used to be for him, a loyal servant, or actually knows, respects, and longs for the person that Guillermo truly is. Predicting what happens to Guillermo and Nanda's relationship when What We Do in the Shadows ends. I really hope they end up in a formal partnership. Of course, we are all rooting for a happy outcome for Nanda and Guillermo, which could not so surprisingly end up with them formally together in a partnership. If the tension between them continues to rise throughout the final season of WW, odds are that all of it will deflate like a balloon with a series finale kiss between the two of them. This is what the series has seemingly been building towards all along. While somewhat predictable, getting Nanda and Guillermo together would be a big development in the series and a satisfying way to close their subliminal and lengthy will-they-won't-they dynamic. Given the light-hearted nature of the series, it's hard to imagine that Guillermo doesn't make up with Nanda by the What We Do in the Shadows series finale, which would make for the most tear-jerking episode by far.